Yo, yo, it's good, world. It's your boy reporting live from Brooklyn, New York City. Um, Wanted to do a quick blog to kind of kill a misconception about the crowds at URL events. And what I'm gonna do today is illustrate to you guys 5 reasons why New York niggas do not go to URL events. It's no disrespect to Smack and Beasley, and all of the guys that, to my knowledge, are originally from New York, and where, URL TV is based. It is a New York league because, it's based out of New York, much like Spit That Heat is in ATL, and you have Guerrilla Warfare and Black Ice in the Midwest. But I'm here to kill the misconception that the crowds at URL events are New York crowds. And I'm doing this basically on the eve of everything that happened with the Danny Myers and T-Rex battle, because I feel like it was a lot of backlash directed at New York and the East Coast in general, with a lot of the reception that Danny got in that battle. And as a native New Yorker and someone that's, I've lived all over the country, but I've lived in New York for most of my life, I've never been to a URL event. Not one. None of my niggas have never been to URL events. You get what I'm saying? I think for the most part, most native New Yorkers wait till the battles drop on YouTube. But I'm not gonna just ramble too much longer. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually lay out the reasons why. I could have did these in any particular order, but I think they all kind of tie into each other in the whole, subject matter that I want to cover on this blog. The number 5 reason why New York niggas don't attend URL events is the admission price. Upwards of $100. Honestly, that's too much for a battle event in New York. On a Saturday evening, there's so much to do in New York City. You get what I mean? There's so many nightclubs, there's so many lounges, there's so many bars. It's just a lot to do in New York. So to spend $100 to get into a battle event, I think that's a little bit too much. And I think that's why a lot of New York niggas don't go to URL events. And basically, there's a lot you could do in New York with $100. If you're a broke nigga and you got a little come up, you come with a little buck 50. Honestly, there's spots in New York where you can get a nice little lady friend, and you can really have a good time with that little amount of money, with $100. You really can. I mean, you got spots like BBQs where, you got dinners for like $12, $13, whatever the case may be. But there's basically a lot more that you can do in New York with $100 than just to spend that for an admission to a URL event. So, I do think that admission price does hurt them at the door, especially when you contrast that with event prices for other leagues all over the country, where it's normally between $20, $30. I think the most I may have seen was $50. But yeah, that admission price, it's not a lot of money in reality, but it's too much for a battle event in New York on a Saturday night. I think reason number 4 is the long lines and the uncomfortable conditions that I hear about once you get into the event. I mean, if you want to really be real about it, New York niggas is impatient. You see the traffic, you see how crowded it is. This New York geographically is a small area, but there's a lot going on and there's a lot of people here. And New York niggas is impatient. New York niggas are not gonna stand on a long line like that for a battle event, or show up to an event at 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon and basically just sit around and wait to go through security or whatever the fuck the process it is to get into a URL event. New York niggas are not gonna do that. New York niggas will not stand on a line with $100 ticket and wait 3 or 4 hours standing up to get into a venue. Niggas is not gonna do that. Niggas don't have patience for that. However, What New York niggas will do is stand in line for some sneakers. Niggas will stand in line for the latest pair of fucking J's. Niggas will fight, niggas will buy spaces in line for some sneakers, but they won't do it for the hip hop culture. I don't know the logic behind that. Me personally, you know, I always stay with some good boys on my feet, you know what I mean? Got these little 11 IEs, but I don't do the line thing, nigga. I can't. That's not even, you know, in my pedigree, you know what I mean? But you know, and then when you top that off, you know, and this is all hearsay. This is what I'm hearing about people that have attended URL events, you know, through social media, you know, angry fan, you know, calling up to his show after events. These niggas be standing there watching battles on their feet for like 8 hours now. So you literally have spent 3 or 4 hours waiting online, and then you're spending another 8 hours fucking standing up watching battles. My nigga, that's 11 hours on your feet. Niggas that work at McDonald's don't even be on their feet 11 hours. So New York niggas is not gonna do that. A New York nigga not gonna stand on his feet that long unless he making some money, unless he in a trap, or you know, the nigga got an icy card or a hot dog card or something. But the average New York nigga between, to say the demographic between 21 and say 40, which I think fits the demographic for battle rap fans, New York niggas is not doing that. Reason number 3, like I said, it kind of ties into all of the other reasons, and this kind of parlays into reason number 2, is that this shit is time consuming. Okay? You know, you got long lines in an uncomfortable atmosphere. You're wasting a bunch of time. This shit is time consuming. URL events are literally an all day thing. You know what I mean? They're literally an all day thing. And, you know, a lot of niggas will question whether the time spent there is actually worth the price and the quality of the event. You get what I mean? Like, if the doors open at 4, nobody wants to be standing online at 11, 12 in the morning. And I heard it was niggas out there at the redemption call like 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, to wait to get into a fucking battle event. That's too time consuming, yo. So and then it's like, God forbid, it's like during the summer months, it's hot, nigga. You standing out there for 4 to 6 hours waiting to get in an event in the hot ass fucking sun. And then you standing around waiting for battles to happen. Nigga, that's an all day thing. That shit is too time consuming. Nigga, by the time you go to a URL event and you leave, you can't do nothing afterwards. You gotta go home, smoke a L or drink or whatever the fuck it is you do and go to sleep. Nigga, that shit is an all day thing. New York niggas, we too impatient. There's too much fucking going on for us to commit that much time and energy to a battle rap event. And that's different from a concert or a comedy show, you know, which, you know, we already covered the fact it's time consuming. You know what I mean? It's costly for a battle rap event, and the conditions are uncomfortable. So you have these 3 things already. Reason 5, the admission price for a battle event. Reason 4, you know, the lines and the uncomfortable conditions. And then reason 3 now, that is time consuming. So you have these 3 things that you have to deal with already before you even get into the venue. Reason number 2, I had to light a cigarette for this one on y'all. Once again, this is the top 5 reasons that New York niggas do not go to URL events. There's no bitches. There's no hoes. There's no bras. And if there are females there, 9 times out of 10, if it's some bad, fine females sitting there, they up there standing next to somebody. That white thing with the shorts at redemption, boy, whoa. But that's a big reason. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. My man was over by Urban Plaza, the day of redemption. So he hit my line. He like, yo, bro, What's going on by Urban Plaza? I said, oh, nigga, that's a URL event. That's a smack event. Cause see, a lot of niggas don't know URL, TV, and niggas know smack. I said, oh, that's a smack event. Niggas go like, it's a battle shit? Niggas standing in the line like that? Oh, the wonder I ain't see no bitches. That's one of the first things he said to me. He said, I see all of these niggas standing in the line. I don't see no bitches. That's a big problem at URL events, man. The ratio is probably 9 niggas to every 1 female. Like I said, the bad ones be up there standing behind smack and shit. Minus that one, but you know, I'm not here for that. We ain't gonna throw no shade, but there's no females there. Niggas is not gonna spend $100 to get in. They're not gonna fucking wait on the line for hours to get in. They're not gonna stand around and watch battles and drink and go to concessions and spend money if it ain't no bitches there. For that $100, the average entry to a club in New York, $20, $25. Average drink price probably $10 to $15. So my nigga, for that $100, you could get in a club. Just say the club costs $30. Right? You got $100 to your name, my nigga, and a Metro card to get home. Spend $30 to get in the club, put a little fresh fit on, and my nigga, if drinks is $10 a piece, my nigga, you can have 7 drinks. And if your game right, if you spitting that shit, you might be able to leave with a little shorty or something for $100. That same $100 only gonna get you into the smack event with no bitches, which is reason number 2 that niggas from New York don't fuck with URL events. And like I said, there's no disrespect because, you know, Smack has been around for a long time. He's done a lot for the hip hop and the battle rap culture. But from a business standpoint, the men's battles do not appeal to women. They're not going to be out there standing in line. They're not going to be standing. Bitches are getting patient. You know what I mean? Bitches are getting patient. Standing around like, what the fuck, nigga? When the next battle starting? Fuck, nigga, when we getting in? They not gonna want to experience that. Number one reason. You know what I mean? And this is kind of two-parted. That New York niggas do not go to URL events that we've already experienced, man. So you gotta understand, for OGs such as myself, you know, we fuck with Smack during the Black Star era, during the DVD era, when the DVD era was really, really popping in New York City. I say between the years of maybe like 2002 to like 2007, where it was just after Smack came out with the Smack DVDs, which was like a video magazine. You got all of this content, and then you got a battle at the end. And for myself personally, when I used to purchase them, you know, I would go and sometimes before I even watch the whole DVD, I look and see who's battling. You know, the fucking T-Rex, Casa, the Sirius Jones, Murder Mook, the Murder Mook Party Artie, the Murder Mook fucking J Mills. You know what I mean? Like, all of these fucking battles were on the DVDs. So, this is how New York niggas got accustomed to really seeing the content. Niggas wasn't going uptown to see if there was a crowd in Black Stars to see if maybe a freestyle battle was going on. No, because we knew when we bought the DVD that we could experience that shit and we could talk about that shit amongst our homeboys before everything, you know, kind of exploded on social media. And the second part of that is that, you know, I guess coming from that DVD era and kind of appreciating the battles and seeing what kind of happened after Smack really opened up a lane for a lot of other dudes to do DVDs. Some of them, like, you know, Sub-Zero, you know, he had a few DVDs with battles on it and shit. Like, that's how New York niggas got used to appreciating the content. You know, so if you couple that with the previous reasons that I mentioned, and the fact that all those things I mentioned, the admission price, the fucking lines and standing around, you know, no females being there. You get what I mean, etc., etc. Like, niggas is not fucking with you are relevant. And the second part about that is that, you know, do I think a lot of the crowd is the East Coast crowd? Absolutely. Absolutely. It is the East Coast crowd. I believe a lot of dudes probably travel from, you know, DC, Maryland, Virginia, you know, Pennsylvania, you know, maybe Massachusetts. I believe dudes that are within driving range, a comfortable driving range from, you know, maybe 4 to 6 hours, these are the dudes that's coming out there early and showing up to the events because they want that quote unquote experience. You know, it's almost like me being a native New Yorker getting excited about some shit like Times Square. Fucking seen Times Square a million times. Me getting excited about Coney Island or the fucking subway. Like when I travel throughout the city, like people come to the city and they're so enamored by this shit. Like it's so big, it's so bright, it's so much going on, so many people. When you're from here, that shit don't really mean nothing. It's like normal. It's like every day. When you from New York and you travel outside of New York, you kind of get a little peace of mind, some tranquility because it's not something you're accustomed to. You get what I mean? So just to kind of close things up, you know, like I said, there's no knock against Smack. You know what I mean? You know, and I got fucking boxes of Smack DVDs, Come Up DVDs, Raw Report, all of them. Like I was heavy, you know, on the whole DVD thing when that was that was a very important era, you know, in New York City, and it's kind of translated to a lot of the shit we see on YouTube nowadays, where it's a lot more quicker and it's a lot more accessible. But like I said, there's no knock against Smack, Beasley, URL, the whole movement. And it's not that New York niggas is not fucking with y'all, but the conditions of the events, no females, long lines, time consuming, the admission price, and the fact that we've got to experience this culture way before everybody else, before niggas was making moves and getting them DVDs out of states and into different markets. We had already seen that. We had already experienced that. And I think we're kind of spoiled in a sense, where we want to experience it how we want to experience it. You know, and I'm not saying that New York dudes, there's no diehard New York battle rap fans that don't go to the events. But what I am saying is that I believe wholeheartedly that 85% of the crowd at URL events are not native New Yorkers. Like I was just watching the Dot and the Bill Collector battle. That shit was fucking horrible, but it's besides the point. But like Bill Collector had a line in round 3, you know, he said something about like Brownsville or East New York or some shit. And you heard like 3 niggas in the crowd react. I swear to God. I wish I could point it out exactly where it is in the battle, but it was like 3 niggas that cheered. You know what I mean? If it was a crowd full of Brooklyn niggas, they would have made some noise. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. But I really feel strongly about my opinion, being a New York nigga and a diehard battle rap fan. I'm not fucking with a URL event. It's too much. It's too time consuming. It's too costly for a battle rap event. It's not too costly, you know, to enjoy yourself, because I can enjoy myself a lot more with that $100 than to be standing around a bunch of disinterested niggas, because that's what you really get out of the battle rap crowd. You know, like I feel like URL events are just a place to be seen, you know, and niggas just get there and act like divas and probably on their cell phone and worried about updating Twitter instead of appreciating the battles. And I just, you know, like I said, I don't think URL events are a New York nigga thing. And you know what I mean? Everybody's entitled to their opinion. This is my opinion. I feel strong about it. If you feel differently, you know, drop a comment, you know, debate with me. You know, I'm pretty fine with that. But I've laid out my reasons. If you think what I'm saying is not accurate, then you lay out your reasons. One.